Hey everybody, Mike Hines here, Way of Life Outdoor Survival. Alright y'all, today my wife and I, we got out and we went around, hit a couple creeks and rivers. We was going to try to catch some crawdads and cook them up, but been raining here, amazing amount of rain. I mean, I can't even describe how much it's rained here last weeks, months. All the rivers rolling, creeks full. Wasn't quite safe to get out there in that swift water and stuff. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make a couple of traps that we can take and set out, some primitive traps for fish, crawdads, stuff like that. And first thing I'm going to do, we're going to go down here, this fence road down in here, and I know there's some wild cane grows down there. We're going to go down there and we're going to get some materials to make us some fish traps and stuff with. So I'll check in with y'all here in just a minute. It's going to be a little rough getting there. Stuff's about probably chest tall, but to make a fish trap we gotta have some good material. And when you go making one of these fish traps, you need to make sure the material you use is flexible, it's gonna stand up to the water. Always helpful when you use the right kind of material, anything you're doing out here, primitive kind of stuff. And we almost about to get out of this field. We'll get down here and get to cut some of this cane. It's a lot better walking. Let's see here. I was down here probably been a month and a half, maybe 5 or 6 weeks ago, and I was getting material to build the primitive shelter we built, overnight shelter, little brush shelter we built. Now I know right in here somewhere, I think it's right over here, there's a little patch of cane. Yeah, I think it's right off in here somewhere. See if we can't find a place to get in here. Well, looks like most of it's dried up. See all this cane growing wild in here. We always call it river cane. I don't know what the scientific term for it is, but we always just call it river cane. And see this right here? This is what we're going to be using, the stalk. You can see, you can almost tie that stuff in a knot. So we're going to get to cutting a few of these things, and I get a few of them cut, we'll holler back at y'all. Alright, we got a pretty good bundle of cane here. I think that'd be enough to make a couple traps, so I'm going to tie this stuff up in a bundle where I can pack it, and we'll head toward the house back up here and see if we can't build a trap or two. Alright, got it all bundled up. We can throw it over our shoulder. We're going to head back up here and make a couple traps, y'all. Okay, we got our cane, got it up here, got it unbundled. And what I did, I went on separated it from the very small stuff all the way up to the bigger. What I'm going to do with this big stuff, that's going to be my main frame, what I start out with. Then I'll start interlacing all these smaller, more flexible pieces, and I'll use these very small ones for binding, tying, stuff like that. And first thing we're going to need to do, we need to take the greenery off of it. Okay, take this stuff off. You can take a knife, machete, anything you want to. What we're going to do, just going to pull them off. But I'm going to save most of this stuff because when the leaf dries out, this is what the leaf's going to be when it dries out. Make great fire starter. Okay, we're going to save that. Also, the smaller limbs and stuff on here, you can actually take this stuff we use to tie off with. You can take this stuff pretty much just tighten a knot. Still pretty much holds its full strength. Okay. Okay. What we did, we took 5 of these larger pieces of cane and just crisscrossed them, kind of right in the middle of everything. Then I took some of these smaller, more flexible pieces and just kind of wrapped around it to get it started. And good thing to remember, anytime you try to do this, you always want an odd number of your main frame pieces to start out. Okay, so what I'm going to do next, I'm going to take some of these smaller pieces of cane and just pretty much interlace this around and around and around, in and out, over and under. Pretty much what we're doing here, y'all, just weaving a big basket. Okay, so we'll get that started and then I'll show y'all the next step. Okay, y'all, we got the bottom pretty much weaved in this thing. Now what we're going to do, we're going to take and start bending these sides up. Keep on in and out, round and round, back and forth, wrapping and weaving. And this thing will come up kind of a cone shape. So we're going to get that going. Y'all check it out. Okay, everybody. We've been working on a fish trap. As y'all can see, I got the bottom all weaved in. Like I said, all these main frame pieces we went on, kind of bent those up. Then after we bent those up, we took and made 1, 2, 3 rings around this thing. Okay, normally when you make one of these, that's what you do, it round and round and round and round. But the material I had, the way that cane patch was dried out, it just wasn't working so good. So what I did, I made those 3 loops around it, and then I started inserting them this way. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to keep on doing that, and we'll see what happens. Well, I don't know if we're going to get to finish this fish trap or not. I don't know if y'all can see it or not, but it's coming for a good little rain. Luckily we're under this canopy of this tree, we're not getting too wet, but we're going to work on this thing as long as we can. But I think y'all kind of get the general idea of what I'm talking about here. I don't know. Once we get these canes all laced up in there, I think that's going to make for a pretty good trap. Anyway, y'all, we're about to get wet. Try to keep these things tightened up. Alright, most all the primitive fish traps that I've seen people build, like this here, wrapped around. Usually, that's the way most people do it, the ones that I've seen. But I was having a hard time getting this material to bend and stay the way I wanted it to. So I thought I would try this. This works. Easy in a way. Once you get the main frame built, just slide these in, alternate, looping them in and out, over and under, just like that each time. And pretty much going to be just kind of like a woven basket fish trap. Alright. I think if I did this again, I'd probably put about 5 bands instead of just the 3. Give me a little more stability, I think. Once I get it all locked together, I think it'll be fine. But you live and you learn, right? So next time I'll probably add a couple more bands around it then, or like these two, if this works out. I'm gonna try this thing out by the weekend, see how it works. After I get all these in here and cut off and shaped the way I want it, I'm probably going to take and put a band around the top and the bottom. And when we actually put this thing in the water, it'll lay down this way. And we'll have our entrance here with a small hole where it's easy for them to get in, but it's harder for the way to find their way out. I think I learned something else doing this trap, y'all. This cane, I don't know that it doesn't work better when it's already dry. I think next time I build one of these, I'm going to try to cut the one that's dried out. All you gotta do, snap them off. Look at that. I don't know if y'all can tell, but around the bottom, I doubled the outside band. And what I'm doing, I'm sticking these right down between them kind of holes. And like I said, I'll take a band and go around the outside when we get all done. One thing I don't know about these dry pieces, I wonder if they'll make the trap on a float. You might have to weight it down. You know, I think a whole lot of being able to build stuff out here with just about nothing is, you know, kind of like the way you look at stuff. Also, the learning process. I learned a couple of things building this trap. I use this material again, I know what I can and can't do. That's a whole lot of it, is learning what you can and can't do with the material you have. Maybe using it in several different ways. I may take some of these cane poles and set up some snags, some fish traps with the pole on some of these creeks and rivers or something like that one weekend. Okay, now that I've about got all the main body of this thing filled in, what I'm going to do now, see we got these wider gaps in here. I'm going to go back and I'm going to insert, cram some here and there and everywhere, and that way it'll kind of tighten all this up as we cram more and more in there. Okay? Okay, y'all. We're going to try to finish this fish trap. Alright, what I've done is cut some of these down in there to kind of get the shape I wanted. So the next thing I'm going to do is put a band around the top and bottom on the outside of these, just to kind of give us a little more strength, tighten it up a little bit, hold everything in place. And make sure and get this thing tight enough. Now we're going to do the bottom side the same way. Okay, I just want to show y'all what I was doing. You see right here I got the outside band on. Something I'm going to go and do, I'm going to interlace all this with some of this black twine. And hey y'all, I'm just going to tell you, it never hurts to have some kind of rope, string, something to tie, bind, whatever you need to do with. A lot of people make fun of me for wearing these paracord bracelets, but I tell you what, you can take that bracelet, take it apart, have all kind of rope, string, fishing line, just about whatever you need. I even go so far as to, I don't usually wear a belt, but I usually wear a rope or some kind of, this is actually a piece of leather strap we make where I work, and that's what I wear for a belt, just in case. I'm not a very big guy, but that's about 3 foot of cordage, you know. Alright, I just want to show y'all what I was doing. Okay, we got the binding around the top, got it all lashed together, got one around the bottom, got it all lashed together, kind of tightened everything up, strengthened everything up. That way we want to make sure all these cracks are small enough that nothing like small fish, crawdad, anything can come through there. Okay, alright y'all, the next step, we're going to make our entrance to our trap. And pretty much what that's going to be is just like a giant funnel. And more or less, all I did was take another piece, wrap it around the outside here, okay? But some of these are still a little loose, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to push this thing out toward each side, tighten it up, and then we're going to bind that. And then I'll show you how we make our funnel to make our entrance for our trap. Okay, this is what we got going on. This piece right here is a piece that we put inside, rounded to make it the same size where it'll fit down in there snug. Then I just took a couple more rings, smaller, okay? Then I lashed a couple on the side, hold it in place. Now all we're going to start doing is just weaving these in and out, over and under, just like that all the way around. Okay. And we're probably going to have to put a couple on this side, a couple on the other side, kind of round it up as we go. But that's what we got going on, y'all. And once I get this going, I'll show you something else. All right. Okay, like I said, y'all, I'm just weaving these things in and out, round and round. What we're trying to do, pretty much make more or less a funnel, like an entrance, and that way the crawfish, fish, minnows, whatever come in this way. Then they get inside the trap and they have a hard time finding a small hole to get back out of. That's the whole idea of this trap. We're going to put some bait in there, tie it off, hang it up in the middle, put some bait in there, make it smell a little bit. Hopefully catch a big old mess of crawdads. I love crawdads, y'all. Uh-oh. I hear the thunder, y'all. Mosquitoes are eating me alive, y'all. Okay, y'all. There's our entrance, our funnel, our doorway. We're gonna later, I'll bind these edges like we did the one on there. It won't take but just a minute, but after I get that done, this will set right down in there like that, right down in our trap. That way everything can go in. Hopefully they don't find their way out. Okay, I'll get this thing binded around these edges and I'll let y'all look at it. Alright, y'all, here's our fish trap. Bottom, all down the sides, and we got the funnel entrance with the hole in the center. Hopefully they go in there and can't find their way back out. Alright, y'all, I'll do my best for the next couple of days, try to get this thing out, catch a few crawdads, fish, something, show you guys how this thing works. Alright, thanks for watching, y'all.